Are we broadcasting live? Is this being recorded? Okay, good. We haven't done anything completely online. We haven't done anything since before the pandemic like this. Involving questions and answers. And this is what we're going to be doing today. We haven't done this in a while. And the basic strategic goal we're pursuing and accomplishing now, it leads to many tactical tasks. And the more we talk about things and tasks, the better you remember them. So now we're doing 2 broadcasts and 3,000 viewers have joined. This is very good. And on Instagram, they're asking me where are my brows. Well, they're here, I assure you. And another question from Instagram. See, there is cherries, and you can see us. You can see us at work. Our job is to answer as many questions as possible. We have them down here. And the main subject here will be handled by Marat. Edward is a little bit sick, so he's joined us online. Can you wave at us? Just say hi. Just say hi if you're hiding there. And if there are any questions about trading, would you comment on them? I'm here, Edward said. But I didn't get the question. I didn't get the question. Well, we're just testing audio and audio again. Okay. I wish you a speedy recovery, Edward. So now that we're getting down to work, I say that Edward can just hang back and relax and can join us whenever there is a need for that, when there is a question about trading. Well, I'm here. I'm listening, Edward said. Okay, let's get going. As you know, our strategic decision to legalize the company and to legalize cash flows from company to the broker to investment package holder, CTI, car programs, credit programs, and any programs you can find on the Finiko.com. We have moved to the FNK payment service, and as a payment instrument to withdraw funds, we're using FNK step 1 to ensure withdrawal, 2 to ensure deposit, and 3 to build up the community around the Finiko to draw the attention of the external market and to create additional cash flows not only from the Finiko.com products but only from the global markets by promoting FNK. What it's done in a week shows its potential of growth and using it as a trading instrument. How do we work with that? We've done a conference on that on the Running Cure, my Instagram. Subscribe and watch. We've discussed it already recently there, and now we're going to dig deeper. Let's get going again. We have a number of questions here. Why did the company decide to transition to the withdrawal of FNK in the FNK.com app? What were the risks? Why didn't you stick with the previous model? Strategic risks, I need to say, because you have to understand that when we were starting out as a company that could afford to work in gray zones because it wasn't that noticeable, so to say, it was one thing using unforbidden, unprohibited models of work when you're out of the public eye and you're just a small fry on the market. We were using bitcoins to enter, to deposit, and to withdraw. And we also have the accounts of personal individuals that we work with, but as we grow this company is starting to crack apart at the seams, and there is bloggers and there is mass media who are saying either good or bad things about us. It means popularity, it means increased interest about Sabirov, Doronin. It also draws attention from regulators and consumers on this market. When you're working on stock exchanges, there is compliance, and the biggest risk is to run afoul of compliance as a platform and as exchange actors. At some point in time, I realized if you're a big company that draws a lot of attention, I realized that we could not basically act in those gray zones, trying to act like a mouse, basically, to grab a hold of small chunks of the market because of the interest of the regulators and all of that. We paid our taxes, yes, but that's not enough. There needs to be a legal mechanism to ensure cash flows that would set our partners' minds at ease, and this will help us work in this global micro scale. Platform, exchange, platform partner is how our cash flows. Money has to be legalized, it has to be clear how it works, it has to be free of suspicion, money or funds. For that to happen, we have three formats, three ways. The first one, under the Russian legislation, working in Russia with the Russian clients, we have to report how many funds a verified user receives. We also need to basically ask you about the source of origin of your income, of bitcoins, and where you bought that bitcoin. And the third thing, we're not going to ask our partners that question, but still, while working with the old model, we're going to take it to the new model. So that you can get incomes off of your token, investment incomes off of your token. And all this made us realize that we needed to the transition. The second thing, or understanding, when we realized that we needed a token, it happened a year ago, and we launched the token half a year ago. It took us some time, it was a smooth thing, but the rate of transition does not satisfy me as an entrepreneur. And if we keep working in the same manner, I believe we can run across some pushback, blowback from markets and from exchanges, and it could hamper cash flows to our partners. In order to avoid that, I decided that everyone needed to get a grasp of a new model, a legal new model, and no one will ask any questions about it. No partner, no anyone. Because we are operating in the legal field where tokens are clear, licensed, and explained and regulated. Our token meets all that on the market. So we took this decision. We took some risks, of course, because we need to train people to move to the new token model. And this is why it is happening now. It took us some time, yes. Second question. How will transitioning to this FNK token help us engage or tap the USA market? Can you explain that? Okay. The token is placed on Uniswap. You know this. It's a decentralized exchange, and what makes it different from a centralized one? Centralized exchanges have codes in open access. Decentralized ones, much like any banking system, they have a regulator controlling bodies. A decentralized exchange doesn't have that. A decentralized exchange is a transparent public mechanism of control where everyone knows what is going on. and it's on all based on a smart contract. Why can it work in the USA, in the US market? Because before that, as a platform, we could not join. I mean, Uniswap, FNK. Why? Because it's a decentralized exchange and no one knows whether you are a US resident or not. You can be a resident of any country because it doesn't take registration, but as an exchange, is it recognized as one? Yes, of course. Why you need SFR when you're moving to the FNK token? CFR is a measurement equal to $1 within this system. If we measure everything in FNK and it's volatile still, figures will differ depending on the rate, but as CFR is equals 1 USDT and it's more the same. Will FNK have its own blockchain? Will it become a coin instead of a token? Will it become a coin instead of a token? Not in the near foreseeable future. First, you have to answer why. It would take lots of energy without any value coming out of it. Down the road, later down the road maybe, usually why do they have your own blockchain? To achieve some goal. What kind of goal? I mean, transparency is provided by Ethereum. I mean, Ethereums are quicker than Bitcoins, but more expensive than Binance's. So every blockchain has its own specific feature, but Ethereum has stood the test of the years. So when you want a blockchain, it's an instrument to attend issues. Oh, he was speaking into my microphone. Okay, his was off. My reasoning is this: when you're designing some solutions, they need to have a goal. A blockchain for the sake of a blockchain sounds weird. It has to address issues related to transparency. Apart from that, why would you need one? Once we have our own blockchain, we would have to integrate it with others. It would need a separate team and all that. Those who are developing blockchains, they are pursuing some other goals. They're making money off of transactions. It's a different kind of business. We need a token written on Ethereum. Okay. Will it be possible to buy CTI from the FNK wallet? First, they need to be converted to CFR, right, Zig? From the transferring CFR from the wallet to the platform, yes, it's possible. Well, we could also do this. We will provide an exchanger within the account from CFR to FNK. When I have FNK within my system, I need to withdraw them, right? Or you can buy any product for FNK at the current rate. Is it available now? No. So first, there is no exchange to CFR. Now you withdraw your FNK. First you withdraw FNK and then you buy CFR. But now work is being carried out so that you can buy any product within the company through the FNKs you got. Will FNK have a money maker? Will it be able to set up a wall on Uniswap? No, on Uniswap it's not possible, but on exchanges, yes. We're in talks with exchange market makers, our own market makers, but our volumes on the market are not enough for such markers to control. the rate. Okay, next. Some curious said that if Finiko closes, all deposits will be brought back. Will it be in FNK or in the Bitcoins? I mean, we're, we're now working only in the legal field, so you will get it back in FNK. Given the latest events, now that you're using FNK, what platform should I use for the withdrawal now? To what platform should I withdraw? I mean, not one platform, but any platform that accepts FNK tokens. It will be up to you to decide, but if you have a decentralized exchange that you're using, it's MetaMask and Trust. If you don't want to learn how to deal with them, how to work with them, how to convert directly on Uniswap, then it's FNK Wallet or Vexel that you should use. Sorry, I missed it while I was writing the question. The wallets, again, if we're using a decentralized exchange directly, it's MetaMask and Trust. If you don't want to get the hang of it, if you want to convert directly without counterparties, intermediaries, but if you don't want to do it, it's a Vexel and FNK wallet. Okay, this one is down, this one is down. Will the depositing of funds to the Finiko wallet be only in FNK? If so, when? Yes, but we don't know when. See, in 2 months, so we need to transfer all users to FNK wallets. 2 months is tops, because now there is more registration capacity that we can offer you, but once everyone understands that it works, when everybody gets the hang of exchange, of conversion, of withdrawal, then we will only offer you FNK for deposits. Did you negotiate with Vexel and Uniswap to make sure they can process all these funds that you're planning to send through their system? Talks with Uniswap, negotiations. Smart contract. Yes, I talked to them yesterday. No, I mean, I'm kidding. Okay, just a joke. I mean, handling and processing funds that we're planning to send through their system. We don't know what the volume will be. There is much more coming through Uniswap than our token, so I don't foresee a problem with that. Vexel has been around for a long time, and we're not their only client, so I don't think there should be a problem. But it will be up their alley. So Uniswap, you judge them by the capacity they can handle. Yes, of course they will handle that, and I mean, they can handle a lot more, I think. That's next question. Why do you own 98% of all tokens? Who do you think it should belong to or be owned by? First, to answer, when building up the pool of liquidity, we need tethers and tokens in equal proportions. Tethers is USDT. If we're planning to do it daily on business days, we will need tokens in large amounts to build up the pool of liquidity. Why do that? So that the price of the token is firm, it goes up, so that there is no high volatility. It's the first reason why tokens are not blocked. Second reason, when we're tapping into new markets, now we're in talks with 2-3 exchangers, don't mention them. We're just in negotiations with those 2 or 3 exchangers, and they came to us on their own. Yes. I mean, now we know what the market model of the token is, and we have been following our FNK for 6 months. There is a good trend. We have noticed that there is a demand for that. I see lots of people don't want to wrap their head about it, so but the pool of liquidity is still something we also always need to work on. Sorry, a comment. In order to fulfill the strategy to make the token popular, you need to work with many exchanges. There has to be a starting exchange. And the second stage is strategic placement on exchanges that know its trend and dynamics and who want to offer it to their clients. I think we'll do it differently. I talked to some guys recently. We will be moving to decentralized exchanges, but not running on Ethereum. Yes, we will burn some coins, like 20 million, and we will issue them on BIP20, on the Binance's blockchain, I mean. There is a strategy, and there are some experiments that help us grasp the market. We have all the aces in our hands, and we're working on that. How are we building up the pool of liquidity for the coin not to go down? Well, step by step, carefully controlling the process. The person who asked this question doesn't really understand how it happens, but I don't understand it either. How are we going to build up the pool of liquidity? Step number one. You start with Uniswap, for example. Step 2, tie a wallet to it. And it has to be downloaded first. It's Trust or MetaMask. You're laughing, but I don't understand how it works. But now I'm saying this, but still. Okay, I'm going to explain this. Download MetaMask, Ethereum, USDT, FNK is something you can load on the wallet. Then it has to be connected to Uniswap, the wallet. You press add pool liquidity, and there is such a button there, yes. And choose how much we want to top up. Say it's 10,000 tokens. And there has to be the same amount of, an equal amount of tethers, USDT, at the same time. Then you're taken to the wallet where you confirm the transaction. Then your FNKs are locked and USDTs are locked. Instead of that, you get your token in the wallet. They land in the wallet, and the Uniswap wallet that confirms that it was through this wallet that the transaction happened, so that you can monitor this pool liquidity later. So this is how you understand. So this is how you can trace your transaction, okay. It's the same happens in our case, but in larger volumes. Yes, same thing, larger volumes. In order to understand how the market works, Marat would said it now, with a smile. I didn't get all of it, but this is the trend of electronic finances that you all need to understand if you want to find new source of finances. Decentralized, what is the benefit of decentralization? Because nobody will ever block your money, even if you're going on an exchange and you're taking a new currency to an exchange, or just a currency to an exchange. The exchange has the right to ask you, where did you get that money from? And you'll only have a visualization of blockchain on your screen. So when you want to withdraw it, the exchange can set some limits and block the withdrawal. But decentralized exchangers don't do that. It's an automatic algorithm where you can see how much money is in the pool, where you can always press the button and withdraw USDT equal to the amount of FNK you are withdrawing. Will you handle double amounts of payments that stopped in the last 2 weeks? They're not double. I mean, the mechanism has changed. You have to understand also that this mechanism is at the stage where if you make an erroneous move, you may get an unexpected result within the market rules, but something like we had in May, I think, where the Bitcoin really took a sharp dip. People received less money than they were hoping for. So ask your 9, 10, 9, 8 stars, your leaders, directors of networks, how to withdraw money. And these rules are going to stay for the next 1 or 2 weeks. And then when you're building up the pool of liquidity, the price will go up and the token will be getting momentum. So now we showed that the token can work. There is an interest, an external interest in it from external players who have nothing to do with Finiko. And our partners are still the most active users of this FNK. And you have to understand how it works in order to avoid sharp drops. Because you now have to understand that as it grows, you can not only get incomes from that, but you can also make money off of its growth. We've talked to we've explained this model to leaders from our company who have disseminated this information to others, partners, not to lose any money. Will you be introducing a vexel to facilitate the withdrawal of FNK, or some other instrument will be in place? There is another instrument, FNK Wallet. It has been created. FNK what? FNK Wallet. Where can you withdraw it? Download it. You can download it only on Android. It's available now. In 1 or 1.5 weeks, it will be available on iOS. On fnk.com is where you can find it. What is a dynamic commission fee? How high is it? Every blockchain, every currency has its own commission from transferring from one wallet to another. This commission varies all the time. It's a dynamic one. Hence, so if I'm transferring USDT from one wallet to another, running on Ethereum, so say it's $9 in Bitcoin, the commission would be, well, it would be from $6 to $20. The dynamic commission fee it depends on how loaded the network is. If the network is loaded, the commission is higher. It's a market mechanism, yes. So if there is a high demand, commissions are higher. Yes, so people have to pay more for your transaction to happen quicker. It's not us setting it, doing it, it's the network doing it. Okay. Can you implement the availability to withdraw dividends in a shorter period of time, like in 24 hours? Because FNK is very volatile, and now you can only withdraw only in FNK. And when you're withdrawing it within 96 hours, it's like a Russian roulette. No, it's not really. So this information is outdated. It's based on how we worked with Bitcoins. Now it will be different. The rate will be fixed on the day when the platform pays the FNKs. Unlike the Bitcoin, when the rate was fixed prior to the median price. Is there a risk that large players can consciously damage the FNK rate, including like Binance? highly regulated exchanges. It would be great if Binance got in the way. But how could it happen to get in the way? See, this is what would happen. They would have to make the FNK rate crash. So they will have to basically buy FNKs, and the price would keep growing only. See, to sell many tokens, they have to have those tokens, and they have to keep buying them. And by buying them, Binance would push the price up. Anyone could do this, and not only a major exchange. But also you have to understand when to buy. You have to understand the right moment. You have to understand the price. Correct me if I'm wrong. The token is a market mechanism. All risks of market play, much like Bitcoin, are also intrinsic in this FNK, but now it's only being established and it's growing. It's like looking through the Bitcoin through a magnifying glass, or take a look at the Bitcoin 4 or 5 years ago, or even more. So it's a concentrated market mechanism. What makes it different from the Bitcoin at this point is that any cash flows through between partners, so there is about 100,000 of them now. It's not so many, could affect the token. So it's not only the issuer's behavior that's important, it's the community's behavior that is also important, that could improve the life of the token. There could be some big thing that could happen, but any coin could, or token could, be up against it. Remember, I said we analyzed the wallets because first we had an X200, then it went to X60. Well, everybody was buying it. But those who sold it bought it at $1, at $2, $3. Yeah. Yeah, so there was one such player who bought it at all the prices, $1, $3, $5, and $60. But this story didn't involve a lot of users, and everybody could see what everyone else was doing. The reason why the token went down is because the pool of liquidity was not being built up, it was just being built, and the higher the rate of a token, the less stable it is because of a small pool of liquidity. So we need more people, more turnover, higher turnover, more tokens in that turnover. So when there is people who use FNKs for depositing and withdrawal, they can make money because of its growth. I mean, if FNK goes down, hypothetically, can we get our money back through bitcoins? No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't like this. Goes down, loses in value. I mean, hypothetically, if this were to happen, we would have to comply with the rules of the country where we're working now, and these rules would be liked much less by the people than just using FNKs. Loss in value, you don't like how it sounds. I mean, it loses in value every day and it gains in value every day, the FNK token. I mean, this is how it works. It will never break even completely because we're building up the pool of liquidity. Always. Every token we throw out there is secured by the pool of liquidity that we're going to be filling up, building up. It's a constant dynamic market process. The central bank issued a list of companies that that have signs of illegal activity. How will it affect your operation? Well, the brokers in the chain of shared responsibility between financial regulators and everywhere where cash flows and anti-laundering laws, well, it all affects paperwork requests about this origin of funds and whether it's legal or not. And it was not a statement from the central bank, it was a statement in some mass media that dug up some information dated February 2021, I think, where in the media news was floating about that a lawsuit was filed against an identified number of persons from Finiko. We were being under attack, and then some media, mass media, dug it up. We've done a lot after that, and we kept working using the methods not prohibited by the regulation of the Russian Federation. But we just realized that this pressure will keep piling up, and then we had like an epiphany, because we're a huge company, but we still are not responding to that. We're present in 167 countries now, and we don't want to work as some small-time cryptocurrency company. So only a legal model will allow us to exist, and it will ease engagement with tax authorities. I hope there is a few questions about taxes that I will comment on down the list. Will it be possible to replace a mentor, and when a mentor is changed, what will happen to the team? It's a technical question. Okay, my microphone seems to be working. Mentors were changed following a specific algorithm. You have to send requests to technical support and wait for an answer. Now it will be all automatic. You can go to your personal account and press change mentor. The request will go to your mentor, who will either ignore it or approve it or decline it. If approved, together with your team, you go to another mentor. If declined, you don't go to another mentor, but you can delete your account and move. But the team will stay where it is, yes. Or they can delete their accounts also and move and join you in another team, but they have to register again. If ignored for 10 days, the transfer happens automatically. An SMS notification when changing wallets, will it be connected? Yes, it will always be there, but it was disconnected when people were en masse changing their wallets. It was disconnected for a few days because the number of users within a couple of hours was so high that the SMS system was overloaded. But it will be back. But I will add that regardless of whether there is an SMS notification when you are changing wallets, you have to use two-factor authentication and go to the Finiko.com system, the original website. When will technical support start answering properly? Not in 2 weeks. Are you planning to have English technical support in English? Because some people don't understand. They don't understand English. We're daily working to work out technical support issues. Now we have an automatic bot that answers some typical questions. It's about 30 to 40% of questions that it can cover. Once you ask your question, you get your answer. We've been following analytics, and users from 0 star to star 3 are the ones who ask the most questions. And now it's not only technical support that we're doing, but we're also working on a training center that we can work together, put at work together with the technical support so that we can also provide a video instruction about each and every action on the website. In English, support in English, yes, we're planning to provide it. I think it will be in people who are native speakers, maybe even partners. Strategically, we have changed our format of operation, modus of operation. I would like to thank everyone for accumulating their questions and answers, but the thinking they had to technical support did not agree with me as the owner and as the person who really cares about speeding things up. And the only way we could speed things up through was by increasing the number of technical support personnel, but it was not the right way, so we needed automation. Now we have a new team of technical support who are automating what Zygmunt just said about bots, analyzing what groups of people ask the most question, how we can simplify it so that similar questions don't end up in technical support. We're planning to shorten the deadlines, and our main job now is to adapt the Finiko platform and the FNK.com system. Despite that, we're working on technical support so that people know how to withdraw their money from the platform. 23. Why does it take 21 months to withdraw a deposit, not momentarily? We calculated based on the rules of brokers and stock exchanges, along with risks that a lot of people can do it at the same time. So this is how we calculated it. Also, there could be some promo scams. We had a thing when the company was actively developing. We offered promos about sales of financial products for cryptocurrencies, and there were some smart kids who every month put in money, got their promos, and took the money out, and then did it on the next month and on the next month. So they were doing this stuff instead of investing for real. So we connected the dots, and this was one of the reasons why we set the deposit withdrawal period at 21 days. Big question. How is the deposit distributed? 30 investor, 30 investor, 30 company. 30 traders, 30 investors, 30 the company. Where do you get your referrals from? Well, it's from the investor, from the investments. It's a complex model. We have incomes from our deposit, and we have incomes given to you as an entrepreneur depending on your stars or level of achievement. You should study it with managers or partners who know how it works. Can you tell us about your current plans, about the new website and about the app? When are you going to renew your account? The account, it will be renewed in the next 2 weeks, maybe earlier. Nastya, maybe you can show it to me. Or if you can show it on the screen, I have one of the latest versions of the screen, which is not the latest one. It's back there. This is the new version of the website. This will be the main section. This is the events section where you can watch the latest news of the company or some urgent news. Programs, go back. This is my programs. I don't have programs on this account. This is withdrawal, applications, promotion progress will be there, and down there the cryptocurrency rates will be shown. So in other words, we're completely changing the logic behind the website. Press on the Saffron account here. Slide panel where you can withdraw your funds. You will see your stats for a certain period. And this is where you can buy Saffrons. And there will be instant stats where you can see how much referral bonuses and other bonuses you have gotten within today. These are the programs where you can basically make all your calculations. Very convenient. Press on this eye. You can basically show then your number of indexes or hide it. Where CBS1 is at, in the cashback service, you will see the percent of loading of your receipts. My business stats is stats for your partner or affiliate program, where you can see your indicators, and they will be closed until you press show here. There will be extended statistics here offered, needed for the next CTI level and for the next CBS1 level to grow your career, to climb up your career ladder. This is where the indicators of or information of what needs to be done by you to get to the next level. Down there will be your turnover, first line sales, and stats. For sales in the first line, you can go to beginning of period, end of period, and track sales for every product at any moment. ZFZ, turnover here, and I think that's it. That's it for now. Now let's go back to the main page, and this is what the website that you will have should look like in 2 weeks. Okay, let's continue. Thank you, Zygmunt, for this detailed briefing. The security of Finiko partners' accounts. Because of changing to FNK, there has been stealings from accounts. There has been stealings from accounts. Yes, that's true, because the platform has become somewhat more popular. Yeah, just a little bit popular. And scammers are working more to steal from Finiko. So they go from company to company. I need a plate for the stones. So scammers go from company to company, and companies that are popular, that have not yet been attacked, users feel more secure about their accounts. In 99.9%, a two-factor authentication helps. Now everyone can set it up throughout here, Telegram, and Google. This is the first advice. The second advice: check the domain you're accessing when you're logging into a website. These are the two most important things. If you keep your eyes peeled for those, you should be fine. I think two-factor authentication will be a mandatory thing on the new website. Also watch the domain name. So it has to be the finiko.com and not the finiki.com. I mean, the system, because this website will remember your login and password. They change the email and the phone, and then they withdraw your money. Where do you get FNK's coins from? to dividends from the index? Is it personal resources of the company, or do traders buy them on the exchange? The company buys it from the market, from Uniswap, to distribute dividends from index 2. So there is a company that buys them, and the dividends are in the accounts of the users. Yes. And they land in the wallets in the personal accounts of users. Okay, to ease up my Instagram heat here, guys, you can basically go to the YouTube broadcast because my phone is about to go dead, and I want you now to, and that's me promoting YouTube. Please go to the YouTube and keep up the good work about commenting there. Please join us on YouTube now. Okay. On BitHamp in F and K USDT pairs, there is a warning about investments. Well, BitHamp allows exchanges and conversions from USDT to F and K and vice versa. It's no problem. Yes. There is such a warning out there, I admit that, because of some guys who've been texting the exchange saying that this is a risky project, and the exchange decided to be vigilant, and this is why it shows this warning. Lots of tokens have that warning pop up that are tokens. Some Blaze trailers, you know, who haven't been on the market for a long time. It's not only us, there is many companies that have a warning like that. So, basically, this is the exchange protecting itself and reputation because of risks of unprofessional behavior. Okay, what happens if we want to sell FNK but nobody will want to buy it? This is a classic mistake of hating of this process.
Because in the previous projects we did it. They were selling tokens very cheap, and they were setting the rate higher and higher and higher, and everybody was seeing that, well, token, the rate of their tokens is going up, but there's no stock exchange, or they did it on the internal exchanges. They try to compare the solutions that we did, that with companies that delivered their own token with the untransparent liquidity. There was certain liquidity, but it was untransparent. So here everything is transparent. So what the company was using, the company did to people were taking out tokens, so we want like 3 kopecks or 5 kopecks. Or why is good being decentralized? It is clear and it is obvious. At this stage of the development of the token, if you set it, then you can bring down the course, because this is a transparent story. It doesn't depend on us. And not as those who emitted the tokens, but that nobody provides more tokens. It's clear what is the liquidity pool, it's clear the situation on the market, and try to withdraw bit by bit in order to understand how your withdrawals will affect it. The liquidity will grow, the money in the pool will go up, and the mechanism, the transaction mechanism, plus the market mechanism would work, both of them. Okay, so there's nothing that no one will wish to buy, and it will be sold automatically. How Finiko depends on the SWIFT system. Is it dependent on the SWIFT system that Russia says that it's going to disconnect. How you can be affected? Well, that's the question to you. There's this SWIFT word, and I mentioned it. Don't SWIFT to me, okay? Does SWIFT affect us? This is more kind of a more related to stock exchanges. Well, the cryptocurrency is not dependent on SWIFT. If this SWIFT will be cancelled, then the currency transfers, well, it will not be allowed to do the monetary transfers abroad. So it does not affect us. No, it's just related to traditional currencies. With the shift that we're going to do with the model, and so the task is to create absolutely invulnerable system that would work differently. So this is again a theory. What if this gets disconnected? What if that gets disconnected? No. Okay, the answer is there might be loads of hypotheses, but once again, there are Finiko partners have two options to store FNK tokens on the Finiko.com platform or on FNK.com platform. What is the difference and which platform is in priority? Well, the Finiko.com, and I cannot fill it with token. They can be accumulated there as dividends on CTI1 and CTI2. Okay, are the berries fresh? Well, that would be the final question for today. We get to know it actually. So FNK.com, we're talking about the wallet and the different services. What is the difference and what is the platform and the priority? It's not a matter of priority. They have different tasks. FNK.coms work as the payment tool, and the Finiko.com is stored as the result of work in your investment boxes. Consequently, the results you get on the Finiko.com and you realize it on the FNK.com. What is the plan for the worst scenario? Worst case scenario, is there no demand for FNK? Will it be possible to convert FNK to CFR in the personal account? What is the plan of the development for the worst case scenario? If the function of functional will be implemented of transferring in the internal in the back office, so the entry and exit that would be done in the FNK. So the interest to our models of trading and models of profits, it grows. Okay, let's be fair. But the panic related, what will happen? We need to withdraw. There are certain leaders that deliver certain messages. Okay, you can quit, whatever, but those that stay, trading stays, everything stays, and it will be transformed into the fully legal form. And for that we need to have the FNK. And if we're talking about the Finiko only, if it's not, then the functional that we do in the application and all the legal and all the banking ties that we connect to it. So what is FNK token as an ideal? This is a world equivalent of the exchange office. That's the token equivalent of money. The capital Karl Marx, if you read. So when you stopped trading axes for sheep, sheep for stone, stone for iron, there was the general equivalent of the goods, which is money. And the token can be a legal equivalent, and it will convert the crypto onto the card. We need our own banks, we need our own payment systems. principal members of Visa and MasterCard, those that do it all as a single solution. So whatever crypto is, that's it, and you can use it, and so the conversion is delivered inside your card. So these things, that would be the focus of the market. Yes, I understand why token will be demanded. Does it guarantee that it will be demanded? Nope. Nothing can be guaranteed on the market or in the world, but there is a possibility, and we confirm it on a daily basis. I'm sure that there is a demand because there are market leaders, those that we refer to, those that we copy, and we try to implement the functional being more convenient, and the percentage is higher, but the commission is lower, and the banks is what we have. Okay, we dealt with the worst case scenario. The majority of the how's the rate will be fixed when you press the button when you create the application, or at the moment when the request is done. So we're talking, so if you will exit, then the rate will go down. So you entered with 1,000 euros. You need to do it gradually, and then you'll be able to get your 1,000 US dollars within 10 days, and then you will get the possibility another to get a plus 20% on top of that, if you see the speed of the increase of the exchange rate. If the greed and need of the people is higher than their wish to earn a long time, then it will be possible. We say, don't do it, otherwise you'll get less money, because at this stage of the development of the token, we need to increase the amount of people that use the token. Yeah, I formulated everything correct. If you do it in such a way, the rate will go down inevitably. This can be harmed by greedy people. Last year it was planned to issue cards to which funds could be transferred from Finiko's personal account. Is it realistic to do so? And when will it be available? So the Europe, and they're all work in the legal field, I mean the cards, and there is a legal aspect behind it. It's not yet done, and the perimeter, because the perimeter in Russia for cards, it's enclosed. Russian card, ruble card, well, I'd be the top-notch inventor if I do it. We were unable to launch it at the scale. It's difficult to implement in the ruble cards, so they will be the US dollar cards. There's also a solution that we can do for 15 or 10,000 users, and we're not looking at that because this would serve as the temporary solution. We need a fundamental solution in line with the existing legislation in force. Is it possible to make the slider for receiving CBS cashback in FNK? Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, we do it. Tether, is it also a token of the company and shares a liquidity pool with FNK, or I am mistaken? Well, you are mistaken. Tether is USDT, which it belongs to me, frankly speaking. And not in all of the volumes, but will there be a platform to exchange FNK to fiat money, and when? We can do it on Lexi already now. FNK you can exchange to ruble, euro, or dollar. There's a commission in place. Well, Bitcoin P2P platform is done. The launch is scheduled for 15th of July. There will be P2P platform, and you would be able to buy FNK, sell FNK, and get the money. P2P system where you sell the Bitcoin to the other user. So from the FNK and the ruble goes to the card. What is a liquidity pool and how to get into it? Well, with two legs. What is the liquidity pool? Tell us the story about cops. That story. I tried to put it down in the most simple way. So, what is a liquidity pool? We're getting some noise in the background. So there's USDT in one cup and FNK in the other cup. How it was in the first place? We have put, okay, 1 million USDT and 1 million FNK. What shall I show? Consequently, the price of the token was $1. So the liquidity pool is the pool of backing up of any token. So 1 FNK costs 1 USDT because it's in the equal proportions. If we would pour 2 million, then each token would cost $2. We did it 1 to 1, and the token was $1. The more USDT, the more expensive is the token. The more FNK is in the liquidity pool, then it is cheaper. If they're filled at the same, then we have the equal price. Once it goes down or goes up, then the price of the token changes. And how do we get into there? Can I actually request the people to stop creating noise? Just send someone to take the drill from them. Okay, there's video seminars and we do direct broadcasts on how to do it. Well, I don't know. Well, how to explain it, I don't know. Is there a video about how to fill the liquidity pool or some webinar? Yes, there is a YouTube channel. It's fnk.com, a website where everything that is related to token is located. You can download the wallet, there is a YouTube, there is Instagram, official channel. So there's a link to YouTube, and then you go to YouTube. There's 4 or 5 videos. What is the liquidity pool, how to use MetaMask, how to use USOP, so everything is there. Okay, Marat? It's very interesting. Why shouldn't the FNK token be declared like other cryptocurrencies? You said that you're going to answer the question related to taxes. I thought that is from the point of view like to publish it. It's about taxes. I think about like declaring it or registering it, so it's fully protected. I don't get it. Was to declare? If we are talking about, yeah, we need to stop that drill guy really. So the next door someone is drilling. So the FNK token needs to be declared as the other cryptocurrency. Well, you really have to. The digital financial assets and cryptocurrencies, you have to declare them. It's a matter of different responsibility for having the ownership of the digital financial asset. For instance, taxation on cryptocurrency is, well, from the turnover. For you got the digital currency Bitcoin for 30,000 and you sent 30,000, 300,000, and that's it. And then you have to pay taxes on 600,000. On the digital assets, you pay from the profits, not on the turnover. We will deliver a separate webinar on taxes because we have prepared a very good legal reference It is in the Telegram channel. Have a look at it. And this comparative table of the digital currency and digital financial assets, and there is an answer on how to get it with the digital financial assets, why it's better based on the law. When the application fnk.com will be available, when will SEPA withdrawals be available in the fnk.com app? Well, there's an international system of transfers that allows to get the money. That is not the main task. When will the fnk.com app be released for iOS? Okay, well, like 1.5 weeks. So everything is at the stage of completion. Do I understand correctly that now on withdrawal I pay triple commission? Finiko's commission, exchange commission, Binance commission, and these are huge losses from small amounts. Do I understand correctly there will be a double commission in the FNK wallet app, Finiko's and the FNK wallet exchange commissions? And is the link of the withdrawal chain P2P removed? Okay, let's start with the commissions. Finiko exchange and Binance commission. So this link. So at each stage he's paying the commission. Well, now you pay at each stage, but what is the difference between the previous method, the commission of the exchange? This is the commission. Uniswap commission is 0.3%. So in all of the link, the commission was increased by 0.3%. That's it. But later on, when we'll understand and the system will be launched in full, and the currency, and the rate will be less volatile, so I bet a couple of weeks. So the commission of the platform, we can bring it down. So there'll be not 3%, not 3% for withdrawal, but 2.5%. For how long, how many minutes is the FNK rate fixed when depositing and withdrawing funds? The same. The rate is fixed by 10 minutes. It is now like that, but in 2 weeks the rate will not be fixed at all. So when you put in FNK USDT or Bitcoin, the rate is fixed for 10 minutes so that the user is capable of doing the transaction. Later on, so you send like 3 Bitcoins. Later on I just throw it into the wallet that was generated, and equivalent it shows what was the calculation, so the system gets the second confirmation of the transaction and deposits it at the current rate. But it's inconvenient if I want to get the 1000 CFRs, then there will be a wallet that will be, so how much Bitcoin per 1000 CFR, and this rate will be effective, but it will change and during the moment. So what is the how much FNK can be withdrawn per day by all Finiko partners in order not to lower FNK and not to disrupt the balance of the liquidity pool? Well, any, but depends on the liquidity pool. That's why I say, so within the first couple of weeks, what we're going to do, we're going to improve the liquidity pool. It's possible to withdraw any amount of FNKs, exchange it on Uniswap. That is what we mentioned. Just exchange 10 to 15%, not everything in one go, so that we are able to strengthen the token, to increase the liquidity pool. Even if you withdraw 7 to 10%, how it increased or decreased the amount of money that you have withdrawn, so that it's not in full if the rate goes down, but certain things, and to manage this process. So you can sell everything so that everything goes down, really, We warned you, this is the stage, it's highly volatile, and small amount of users can affect the rate. Well, what's going to happen? If the price is down, we increase the liquidity pool, we purchased, we buy the tokens, and the price went up. We'll follow the strategy. It's a matter of responsibility, and it's not only a responsibility, but for the understanding, if I want to work in the legal company, with the legal company, I don't want to, and I want to continue the use of the possibilities of cryptocurrencies, but to double check the time lags of getting the money. Okay, we are the investment mechanisms we use in the, we work on the innovative market, which is related to intellect, related not to the greediness, but to the readiness to get it for the long time. So all of those factors, you get them together, study them, and try them in small steps. Rather than jumping in full from those people that don't want to get to know it. You will. So there'll be maybe within a year or within the next 2 years, you won't be able to purchase Bitcoin to do it as today, so that no one will ask. Maybe like small amounts, but like serious amounts of Bitcoin. Well, you see, I've sold to you, and you give me the rubles, but the systematic deals, it will be impossible. Everything will be traced, everything will be in compliance, and all the data will be exchanged, all the exchanges will be requesting it. Like the recent transaction I did, that the Bitcoin wallet belongs to me. I have provided the additional information. So if the exchange is working on the basis of the exchanges and they're not blocked, consequently they are conforming to the rules of the regulator. So if there are regulators for those stock exchanges, consequently the stock exchange is looked after by the regulator, and then the user is looked after by the stock exchange, and it became more and more strict and severe in the recent times. So I believe that those that use crypto for investments are the companies that take cryptocurrencies within a year or a year and a half. They will shift to the model that we're using. The other will shift to the market. That's it. I switched the slider to the maximum, but there are less dividends. So okay, once again, so he shifted the slider sideways. If your the FNK is almost 10 times less than what? So the FNK was the rate of the matter of purchase, and then it has grown or it has fallen on the wallet. Consequently, it's in line with the rate. So everybody is used to the fact. So it's like comes into 2 or 3 months, and then the rate is different, and people tend to forget that CFRs come the next day, and FNK comes at 23:59 the next trading day. Will there be a recalculation? That's it. Everything was done within the rate policy. If there'll be some individual things, then that's it. So how are Finiko traders doing in terms of transparency? How can we see how much Finiko has them in terms of funds? Can the company back it up with evidence? Well, we've answered it. Plus, we publish our reports. Those reports become the proof and the dialogue with us, the guys that you use our data. You work to attract or you work for finance? Then we have demonstrated our things. I will connect add now how the Finiko traders are doing. So that's it. Everything is great. They sit and work. Nothing has changed. Is there any like change of strategy in managing guys, or everything is the same? It's the same. Okay, the task is to continue to work with the tools, with high risk tools. Is it possible to share reports on trading for all instruments and exchange, or the main ones for transparency? No. And the reports are only available for interactive brokers and forex, and there are no reports for other exchange instruments. What is the need for that? When you start asking, for instance, sometimes as an experiment, I open direct, and there's a special guy saying, I'll prove you that this is a fraud, everything. Okay, your arguments. He's added a link to the blogger. That's it. One guy says there's a report, this specifically what in the report you believe as being impossible. Did you look at the report? There's minus deals, so losses, there are plus deals, and the results of the negative and positive deals. We select the people, those that have the more deals in the profit side rather than negative ones. They make mistakes, this is obvious, but the skill of the analysis of their mistakes and creating of new intellectual models to take on the future decisions, and this is what allows trader to earn this. Well, these knowledge, they can be doubted only by the professionals, only by those people. Well, that's impossible. Well, because the expert said blah blah blah. What? When I talk to you, so we always communicate in terms of is there's a constructive discussion, then that's it. Well, it's just, this is just empty blah blah blah, you know, that doesn't mean anything. And well, so any platform, so any guy that can do 3 to 5% per day, but this is P2P platform. Okay, we won't be able to do it. We cannot on P2P. So can you trade to say that it is impossible to do such percent? No. Okay, what are you based on? I show my account in Binance where there's 60 to 70% per month krona. Whatever you show, whatever you do, it will always get a negative reaction. If we do it open, the Binance is not going to like it that we provide such data. And the same results like any exchange. For our own attempt to demonstrate the skills that nobody cares of, like really, because it's unexplainable. And those that trade, they say, well, yeah, it is real. It is clear of them. I had 2 or 3 meetings in the first place when we were having in person. We came to Kazakhstan with a group of traders. We were speaking, not Edward, but we were telephoning the other traders, which on the statements they were speaking themselves. And they said, okay, well, what is the basis for the analysis? What they do with their own capital and their risks, they are insured by the long-term deals. They work by themselves, for themselves, and they use 2 or 3 tools. Plus, they have the understanding that in order, when there are big amount of traders work on a highly volatile tools, on the analysis that he heard, they understand what is happening. So these communications with professionals, they stop this war 3 to 4 times when the traders got connected to Zoom. Plus the questions from traders, they are not discussing the statements, but they are discussing the total possibility to whether it's possible or it's not possible to do it on the market. Are you a competent trader? That was always the key question, you know. and there are intellectual strong models. We are always proposing that there are more clever people, and it allows you to learn if you think in such a way. You have 100% answer that something is, if you say that something is possible, well, that's minus to your IQ. How do you technically make the invested funds work? I mean, after buying CFR, when and where to do FNK, Bitcoin, USDT. Something goes to the market, something goes to the exchange. Well, we either readdress the accounts, and so with different funds it is added and then distributed. This is a question like, show us the scheme so that I can write I can write more complaints so that you're blocked everywhere. It is clear that the finance management, when there is an account with certain amount, there is a task here, so we do the transfers of the accounts. This is the financial management, and or any financial director knows. Will it be possible to deposit not only CFR but also FNK to the product pay of the loan and other programs? Okay, now I have a proposal. Due to the fact that we spend loads of time, energy and resources for checking the documents delivered, just to concentrate on the financial services but not on the security of the documents. Well, we were saying that to eliminate all of the documents, I want to eliminate, I want to live only one product for 6 months, double, one model, make it transparent, make it simple, make the CTO one, or make one index one for the first investors, or big ones, index two for the mass consumption. So with the less deposit, index 3 is I'm guaranteed, and Finiko 2.0. Well, cashback is a separate program, so here will be clear proposal just to concentrate everything that is concluded until the 1st of August. On the 1st of August, we will warn that we work only with the models within for the consumer. So to move and CTI 3 to make it possible only to FNK. FNK, it's a company can own certain commercial immovable property, as stipulated under the commercial real estate. We pay 5% per month. So that will be a very good product, and we can secure it with real estate. We can move away all of the products and just leave one product, well, in order to double the amount in half a year. So we need to understand, we need to train the technical support, the original document. Consequently, we'll move our focus of attention from the finance to the, and we have to work in finance, and we'll be focused on the leading story. And you know, this breaches the rule of transfer. The rule when you fly, you know, oxygen mask rule. The first one goes on to you, then you have to supply your kid with it. The approach will be different. So the indexes, this is the top product will so to what will get changed. The payment it will continue. Will life and products programs payout remain different? Those that went into the transfer part and won't be able to close off the ZK into 3 months, 10 payments in accordance with the contract. It is enough to close off the credit, to close the loss. How you will withdraw those 10 payments. This is a matter of if you try to put everything onto the liquidity, then you can lose. So you need to do it gradually. And you will maintain the liquidity pool and bring up the amount of users. See? Will life and products programs payouts remain commission free? So, all of the payments that will be done before, well, what kind of commission? Now there's for life products there's no commission for withdrawal. If there will be only Finiko product, then there will be a certain commission. So everything remains as it is. So all of the contracts that are concluded, that's it, they'll be executed in full. When the terms for car and real estate programs will increase, I answered it. On the live from the 20th, Marit said that it is better to withdraw no more than 10% in order not to drop the token price, but it is unrealistic for many because there are loan commitments. What to do? Well, you pay credit from somewhere else and you withdraw the token based on the token strategy. We propose to strengthen the withdrawal, well, to eliminate the risks. Well, you're talking like, well, we work in the investment mechanism, we work in the global market, and this product has to be implemented considering the legal interests of all of the parties. You are now proposed to do it bit by bit in order not to lose the volatility and, well, plus maintaining the money and creating the precedent to increase the money. So 1.2 thousand US dollars as a result of usage, and this is real, and we cannot make it up as being unreal. When will the button to withdraw funds from the product to the internal wallet be available? We are looking forward to this option. Okay, that's it. Do you agree with simplifying the product? I want 3 pluses in our chat. Ed? What do you think of the concept? Can you please repeat? Ed, wake up. At some time, my internal feeling, well, we got it. There are so many products that we went away from the finance into the products and management of the documents. So I'd like to maintain the CTA 1, CTI 2 in like Universal Finiko product, and CTI 3 secured by the real estate. And then just deal with finance, not to deal with anything else. Ed, speak to me, come on. Well, I've answered already. I didn't hear it. Well, he answered, and it's, well, he fully agrees to that. So that's how it's going to be implemented, and it's important to get concentrated on the priority competencies, skills that made us stronger, and we are there to so any exchange can lock any of your funds, and it has the full right to do so. That is coming to the question, why do we need this model? Why do we need to work with a decentralized model of exchanges? Because no one will, because so that there's no special interest to your wallet from the player that, okay, the profitability. Does the person need to pay the FNK tokens which is listed on FNK.com? There will be a separate webinar on the taxes. A bit of a different story. It is formulated right. So, on taxes. So the difference between FNK and any other cryptocurrencies and the digital financial asset and the currency, and how, or what is the responsibility, what is that for you not reporting, and you're not meaning, I'm not saying on the report, and the exchange reported you to the tax office. There will be a separate webinar. From July 1, amendments will come into force in Russia, according to which Russian bank cards will fall under tax monitoring. According to it, credit institutions will be obliged to report data on cash transactions on the accounts of their clients, including private entities, to the fiscal authorities. How will it all look, and how to report to the tax authorities? Marathon the Live said that while the company has not yet strengthened the token, when will your company start doing it? The token price falls every hour. The rate goes up, the price goes up and then goes down. It's a regular thing. We never advise to buy it. We just say that we move to the system of withdrawals into FNK, and some people thought that we need to buy it. Big players started buying it, and then those that do not understand the market, you just had to purchase. It's clear. These are the experiments when you purchase the Bitcoin for the first time. So this is the payment for getting the new logic or new skills. We're going to strengthen it when we're going to withdraw, when we'll increase the liquidity pool for withdrawals. Transactions in Bitcoin, we can. BTC transactions could be tracked in the blockchain by specifying the recipient's wallet address. How would it be possible to track FNK transactions? Well, in the same way as you BTC transactions, as you checked, you positioned your wallet into the check, and you just do the same. You just put the FN on the EasyScan website. There are loads of how to check the transaction of Ethereum. That's it. Google will give you. How often can you change the address of the FNK wallet in the personal account? Are there any restrictions? No, you can change it on a daily basis. Is it possible to withdraw to different wallets from one account, considering that they're all mine? Yes, it is possible. That was the same guy who was asking, really. Where can an amount over 50,000 be withdrawn? Is there any limit on Vexel, BitHump, or Etsy? $50,000. Where do I withdraw? Vexel, BitHump, and other platforms. So the question is there a limit on withdrawal or limit? So none of those platforms are not limiting the withdrawal of money tokens for like more than 50,000 K. So if the question is regarding limitations here, there are no limitations for none for the entry. Can you tell me more about details about the big game? I seem to have understood the general idea, but I would like to confirm and understand the more nuances. Well, first of all, there's a market that we are playing against, but the general strategy on the market, there are loads of people that are interested how we can earn on the changes of the rate. This is a strong team, and there's a legal ties related to the FNK we have, well, related to the tools, to the banking licenses, etc. Those that work now already. So the specialists on evaluating the perspectiveness of the token, they'll pay attention to that. Then the step 2, to raise the awareness of the token, is the use of the token, plus increase of the volume of consumption of this token in certain operations, servicing a certain service. If the Finiko.com services served, then the FNK is the tool with the demonstrated liquidity, so it is of demand, and very often that's a signal for many traders to enter into the FNK position and to purchase it to capitalize themselves, to increase the profit. So these are three aspects of big game. We're not into swap. We're getting the proposals from Asia and from Western world. There is an interest. So far we're in the process of negotiations, and we really don't want to pay for the stake in order to have our token on some exchange. So now we are shifting to the fact when the exchangers come to us, and we got the complete market story. So people from it raised from $1 to then to 10, and then it went 20 to 30, 30 to 40, then it went down, and it stopped at around 17 or 18, and from 20 now it went up to 50. That's a good profitability for many professionals. That is the indicator of the sustain. The growth is always the fluctuating schedule. There's no even graph. Always, it's always fluctuating graph. So emotionally, on the crypto market, that's it. There's nothing to be done with emotions. Why there are no FNK wallet for Windows, but only for Android and iOS? The reason why? Well, I don't want it. There are many people are on iOS. The majority are users of Android. The second ones that are iOS, Windows. I don't even want to go deep into it. It's possible to allow replenishing deposits. So will there be so any products? Okay, good questions. Finally, people have heard one of the conferences that we were delivering live in Instagram with Merit. If private entities, traders, and large volumes and turnovers on exchanges are a problem, we're eliminating this problem. How will the company earn now, and especially with the further development of networks and increase of the clients? I'm going to answer no. What will give the transfer to FNK? So the main aspect would be that FNK.com is a legal entity. Many of them. When we will undergo all of the turbulence at this stage, and we'll recommend ourselves as the token with the big liquidity pool, with big amount of users, big community, we can open accounts for this company, register accounts, open accounts. Open account on the exchange as the legal entity. And when we open it as the legal entity, there is a matter related to the existence of funds, where the money is coming from. So here it will be clear where the money is coming from for this legal. There's a token, there's a turnover that's there. They were tested on the legal model and they were exchanged, and that's it. So this will allow us to avoid those difficulties that we are facing today as the private entities. Will there be an increase in the entry into indexes 1 and 2? Not yet. There are investors, millionaires, they're not asking anything. The majority of questions we're getting from the non-qualified investors, the matter is that answer to those questions, we need to tell again and again and again, and then we get a claim on the answer that we have answered, but they didn't get it. So those that are qualified, so I like this story when we have investors, when they're not asking any of the questions, they understand the capabilities, they understand the risks, and they have the additional information, and really, well, that's the most comfortable. But there are no such plans at the moment. Going into the token, is it a stage of development or way to extend the company's life? It's a new stage of development. So the life within Finiko is a physical entities that use the tools which are not forbidden by the legislation. When it was working just for Russia, that was one. Well, there are many countries that were registered, those that work that in a more strict systems on cryptocurrency movement. We need to understand that in order to give the money to Marat through cryptocurrency and then to put it onto the ads accounts, this is so this is what is exchange is tracking. They're tracking those things. The only thing is to prolong the model of trading using our competence is to go legal, to go fully legal. So the money go to the platform, and then they go to the exchanges, and then they go into the positions. They come back from with the profit, and then they go to the platforms, and then the dividends go through the tokens. I don't see any other method of doing it. So everybody that work on a similar model, they will think of what to do. Those that work in the minimum volumes and they try to copy us, that is the problem of any account, and including the Bitcoin account. Okay, if the big ones will deposit the funds, how are we going to do? Well, people are getting hysteric. Half a year, then they maintain the decisions that they're right, then they quiet for a couple of months, and then they come back. They either come back with a different account, or they say they can. Will the FNK token support the BEP20 network in the future? Well, BEP20, I do not know. I answered this. Why will America, China, etc. pay attention to the FNK token? Why do they need it if there are more interesting and stable tokens? Well, stable tokens, they're interesting, but but the interest is stable, and in the stable token, it's impossible to earn. It's a matter of becoming more interesting for some people. A more interesting thing is more people are interested in, say, fishing. For me, I was interested in ICO. That's the maximum risk investments, where you could earn X100 in a number of days. Now these are SPACs. So those, well, why the attention will be paid to that? Because there are big players on this market, and everything that we want to do is to go in line with them, follow the big one, do pretty much the same, and be the second on the world arena. That is the task of the day in my team on the fnk.com. If we're not talking about the structure of the Finiko.com, and while I talk about the token, so these are the tasks. Consequently, the main players on the crypto market, China and America, they're the most noticeable one because they are the main two countries that we will refer to mainly. Okay. When will the time for withdrawing funds from Finiko be reduced? Okay, I'll answer. The time will shorten when everything will be working smooth. Will the company switch to Ripple for payments in the FNK token? Marat, I'm not ready to answer really. I do not understand the question. Ripple is the currency, or Okay, well, do you want to use Ripple? No, we do not. That's it. On Instagram Live on June 20, Marat said that there's a card for Finiko's partners already exists in Europe. Is there a site where you can see what kind of card it is? Maybe you can show it or talk about its functional. Yeah, we'll tell separately. Separately, we'll tell you on that. There was a situation when incorrect amounts of dividends were accrued to the Finiko partners due to the fact that one of the exchanges did not work. Accordingly, the accruals should have been less. But first the full amount was accrued. Then Finiko sent information that there will be a recalculation, and the previously accrued amount was completely debited from the user's account and new one was accrued. The question: does Finiko have full access to the personal account of each user and can freely debit amounts from the partner's account on which dividends are accrued? Well, yes, like any structure. So this is a regular thing when managing the information on actual state on actual state of business, so from the users. Is Finiko planning to hold a conference in Europe? Yes, beginning of July. Will there be a ladies challenge? Now we are advancing it in all of the partners need to understand and settle down everything in FNK tokens. Kirill, come to Krasnoyarsk with the conference. We are looking forward to it. Thank you. Well, yeah, we'll come. Some of the users, they are unhappy that we transferred FNKs, money to the FNKs. Well, we're not planning the conference because it's a global task now to move all of the users to the system of the payments. So maybe online. Maybe I cannot register for the FNK.com. I'm getting a code and everything freezes. When can I get registered? Same reasons. Well, now some people are unable to get registered. Okay. Then we consequently the registration. Well, it's not freezing anymore. What is the amount of tokens of FNK amounts? Can you issue additional ones? And it is limited. It's limited only 100 million coins. How do I check that increase of the liquidity of the FNK token? Is it improved with you? Can you tell me of the wallet with which from which wallet you'll be increasing the liquidity of the FNK? You need the wallet. Well, I think that it will happen from different wallets. Maybe from one, I don't know. I was not thinking of it. So now, this is not the largest task. The most important for us at this stage is to shift to the Uniswap. And we're gonna do it from different wallets. So far, there's no unified wallet. Well, it communicate with the guys in terms of security. So in any case, every user will see the improvement of the pool of the liquidity of the company. And me as the user, I really don't care as a pool of liquidity. On the other hand, on one hand, on the other hand, well, why? Well, I was not thinking of it really. Now it'll be done from one single wallet, and each one will see that the pool, the liquidity pool goes up. So how to check? So talking about transparency. In the first place, the person needs to undergo stages 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in order to get to know. And then the question will be withdrawn by itself. Is it possible to fix the withdrawal rate for FNK and pay it out within the 36 hours? So people really want, at the moment of withdrawal, no, it's not going to be like that. No, it's like to fix the Bitcoin rate. So the rate will be fixed for the moment when it will be calculated, when the FNK will go from the platform into your wallet. Like when CFR to FNK. When CFR to FNK. Yeah, now it is clear. Everybody was asking of it so that the rate would get fixed when it goes. So it goes, and he got it at the course of the 50, and then 1 to 1 he decides whether to sell it or not to sell. It's better than BTC. So now we need to wait over this instability of the token, this wave, and then the commission will go down and the time will go down and the rate will be fixed in the moment. Why the date, time, and the rate is not fixed in the application for withdrawal? Now it's going to be done in such a way. Why do we need it now? If it'll be fixed in the moment of sending. Date and time, we have it. Date and time, we have it. Date and time, now you can have a look at when you got it. So when it's in the blockchain, that's it. There's date and time. There'll be date, time, and so there'll be what? FNK. Blockchain. So this will be seen inside the wallet. So in blockchain. So in the blockchain system you'll be able to see it. How can I explain it to you? Okay. Then get to it so that there are no questions. And that was the answer to Kirill. Blockchain. Now, our token now is existing on the Ethereum blockchain. So, where they can see the date, time, and the rate. It'll be fixed in the moment. The date and time you see in the blockchain, and the rate you can calculate it. One of the plans is to avoid on the input on the EDT. Once the second part of the mechanism will be set, we will shift to the input. So this is when the fear will go away that nobody needs FNK, and then we need to get the users to learn them on how to get the shift in the paradigm. So what do I do? How do I enter this and that? So that would be an interesting environment for development of the token. Will there be a new product? Will be similar to CT1 up to CTI 3? There will be CTI 3, which will be secured by the real estate and product 6 months. Doubling any amount. Maybe we have not included yet the referrals. There'll be referrals. It's not referrals. On the basis of that, you can additional minimum profit. I was thinking pretty much the same referrals as it is done on the exchanges. If you have an amount of partners and there's the commission for the conversion is less. So to decrease the internal costs for the, will there be a statistics on the profit of the user? Those ones that you mentioned. Question to Marat. In the interview to Kanegin Sergey, you said that the support line of the token, it will be at the $35. Did it change this level according to the recent events? Line of support, well, I said that we are expecting and that was not a merit, that was not Conegan, and that was not about the FNK. So, most probably I've mentioned that the token will grow up and it will stick at to the level of 35, so that was my previous target. What happened now? The token has grown up to 200 and it went into 50. So the next similar shifts will be, it's difficult to forecast. So it was clear before and we came to this target and we said that it was 35, maybe even a bit higher. Some corporations of Japan, there is an understanding, if you plant, you got more than 20%. If you're above 20% of this, we are striving to good planning, but we understand that we work in a very uneven environment, and plus there are additional capabilities to get additional profits from the market, which is interested in the token. This is it from our side. Ed, get well. Thanks for questions. Thanks for comments. See you at the next conferences. Bye bye, guys.